Hello, friends, and welcome back to day 18 of our Polar Parrot fish fry journey. It's always wonderful to have you here following along. Let's take a quick recap of the last 2 days. Day 16 saw quite a dramatic twist. The female abandoned her eggs and the fry fed on them. Something quite unusual for polar parrots who are very keen on protecting their fry. Now, on day 17, the scene was a bit calmer. Fry were more active, parents were showing signs of settling down. And that brings us to the big question for today. Are the parents finally regrouping? Can they bounce back from what seemed like a failure just 2 days ago? Well, let's observe and see for ourselves. So, today you can see that the fry are swimming more confidently, and as we have seen in the last few days, they have decided to stay together in groups. And this is something that probably the parents would have learned by experience, and that has somehow been forwarded or transmitted to the fry. So, therefore, the fry are also in a way in groups, and that will also make sure that they survive longer, because if they are in the big tank and if they are scattered everywhere, obviously they'll be eaten by the other polar parrots in the tank. Now, the parents also appear less frantic. The male continues patrolling while the female is kind of less egg focused but now more attentive to the fry movements. Actually, if you look at the cluster there, you can hardly find any eggs. It's just kind of some shells or some waste that is there. So the parents also are kind of not in a way attacking the fry or not driving them away from that nest. So probably there's no eggs over there left. So compared to the chaos of day 16 and the tentative calm of day 17, today feels like a day of adjustment and a kind of day of just soaking it in. So so do let me know, do you think that the female feels relieved that the egg burden is gone, and is it done just so that she can focus on a fry? So do let us know that in the comments as well, because it's quite highly unusual to see something like this happen. So yesterday we spoke about this egg abandonment insight. So basically, um, we said that it can come from the stress of constantly guarding. You're kind of taking care of the fry for almost 18 days now, and then you have another batch of eggs, and obviously the parents would have been torn between the two. Whether do we give attention to the fry or do we give attention to the eggs? Also, you need to understand that these parents are inexperienced. It's the first spawn, so obviously they don't know what to do in such situations. Now, another reason also could have been poor egg viability, like infertile, fungus, or even weak eggs. Now, I didn't see the females paying so much attention to the eggs after laying. So obviously, uh, since water may have not been circulated properly, providing oxygen to the eggs, some eggs could have actually gone bad or could have got fungus. So that could have been also the reason for the egg abandonment. Or a very rare phenomena could also have been evolutionary instinct. So the parents could have shifted the energy toward the fry that are already thriving instead of the eggs that may or may not hatch. So putting your money where you're sure of. Or maybe the eggs would have been laid particularly for the fry. Now, this is just a kind of an offshoot guess. May not have been the case, but it looks more like that. So she would have probably felt that, okay, the fry need a bit more nourishment. Let's put out a bit of eggs and let the fry enjoy. Well, do let me know if you think that is the reason. Now, the fry feeding of the eggs isn't a disaster. It's nature's way of recycling nutrients. So the eggs, as you know, are rich in protein, and that boosts fry development. So in the wild, this kind of adaptation can be life saving. Now let's speak about parental regrouping. So many fish species show learning cycles in parenting. So the first few spawns often fail, but repeated experiences shape better instincts and makes them better parents. So today what we see is a calmer behavior which suggests a kind of a reset. So the parents are focusing on what's left and not on what's lost. So do let me know whether you feel that the female abandoned the eggs accidentally or was it a deliberate instinct. And well, would you now, at this particular stage, feel the need of separating the fry from the parents? Okay, so do let me know your views in the comments, because that will definitely help me to make a decision. And most likely, I feel either today or tomorrow, I will be moving the fry to the breeding tank where you already have other fry from the previous parents. So let's see if that is possible, because well, this tank also needs a water change, and I changed the water last time, but there's a lot of debris down there which it's difficult to siphon out with the small pipe, because you'll have also the other gravel or that sand getting sucked in. So it's a tedious process to clean it if the fry are there. So therefore my best shot will be to take out the fry, put them in the breeding tank along with the other fry and let them grow together. It's advantageous for them because they also will get access to more food compared to what they get here. So it looks like a win-win situation. But do let me know whether you feel we should do it today or tomorrow. So, reflecting on this situation, you can actually compare it to what we as humans go through. Now, sometimes parents or caregivers face overlapping responsibilities and they must make tough choices. For example, balancing care between a newborn and a toddler, or managing work and family. So, like the fish, we also sometimes abandon one task not out of neglect but to secure survival and growth elsewhere. So, therefore, the ultimate underlying message is that it's not all about failure, it's about adaptation and prioritization. So, nature teaches us resilience by shifting focus when needed. So let's recap today's key insights. Firstly, we see the fry are growing stronger and they are helped by nutrient boosts from the eggs. The parents are a little calmer and they are showing signs of regrouping. So, what looked like a setback may actually have been just a natural adjustment. So, tomorrow on day 19, we'll see if the parents continue this regrouping trend and whether the fry start showing even bolder independence. So, thank you so much for joining me today. And if you've enjoyed this update and this journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss day 19. Until then, keep observing, keep learning, and keep appreciating the wonders of aquarium life.